Hello, hel- hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Flezza. How are we doing today? Oh man, um, you know, you take a couple days to relax and to get stuff done. And one of your fellow VTubers, I mean, it's not that we're close fellows, but fellow, she's a fellow. Fellow VTubers announces they're going to graduate. It's, I don't think anybody was expecting that announcement. I wouldn't say either that I am necessarily the biggest Sonolite. But for me at least, I guess this is a little time for a little personal story. I really, let's turn on the volume here so we can not get snuck up on by creepers, perhaps. Anyway, I I guess you could say I got into the VTuber craze. Let's call it craze. A little bit late. I mean, not. I mean, between the start of my own channel, for example, and other stuff. But, I mean, like, also, like, just, you know, getting into VTuber, you know, watching VTubers to begin with. I knew that streaming was a thing, but hadn't really. I knew VTubers existed, but I didn't think too much about it. But anyway, so you know, I was kind of thinking, you know, about my own history with VTubers, and I realized, I don't know, you may have noticed from, in particular, my D&D Theorycraft streams, but I kind of got in to VTubers by watching HoloLive, getting into HoloLive, and I was very late to that party. You know, like I kind of said a couple times now. But HoloLive Council, I guess it would be my first debuting group since I had started watching VTubers. So seeing Sana graduate is not is hard in that respect, because she, like I just said, you know, is one of my first debuting VTubers, you know, since I started. But you know, I don't even know what to say, really. You know, it's just not exactly something you expect. And while like I mentioned previously as well, you know, I'm not the biggest of Sonalites. You know, I definitely, you know, respect what, you know, my fellow VTubers do. So, you know, kind of mourning, I guess, the coming loss of Sana. But, you know, I think she wouldn't want us to mourn, I think. So, instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a monument. This wasn't originally the plan for today. The plan was to not start new projects. The plan was to try and, you know, complete some projects here, but this news kind of was like, well, like, I guess I don't have to address it. I'm not a hollow mem, but given my clear bias almost, it's almost kind of inevitable that I was going to do something, I feel like. So, yeah, here we are. What I'm going to do, I don't exactly know where I was going to put this. I was thinking I was going to, like, I'm thinking I'm going to go to a different section of the map for this, because this is definitely not something I get Athlonia would understand. Let me go actually, no, let's just go grab a few stacks of wool from the warehouse's wool farm. Okay. Let's actually grab a bunch of iron too. Emptied a whole bunch of shulkers. Let's put them in the red shulker here. Where did I just put the did I just leave that one? I think I did. over at the Monopoly board. Oh man. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about, this kind of unexpected graduation thing. I was thinking about it a bit, and I remember, very, very early into her Hololive time, she had taken some considerable, or a couple weeks off, I think it was, or something, because of medical or whatever. And I can only think that this is probably, I would like to hope that this is, that's the reason why because I don't want to think that, she didn't like the contract or she was with or on or something like that. From the announcement, it would seem to be kind of, a mutual thing. So, who really knows what is actually going on? But, well, I suppose Sana knows what's actually going on. And it's really kind of sad. Oh, I want to hit some ground there. Let's look for a good spot to put this monument. We're just going to go, I guess, south, straight south from our warehouse. You know what? Oh, let's go over here. This little cliff before apparently a pretty deep river. It's a glow squid down there. Yeah, that's pretty deep. Yeah, I think this is a nice little spot here, overlooking this river. It was kind of funny because as I logged into Minecraft, I had titled what the stream was going to be, and made all that before I had actually launched Minecraft. So I launched Minecraft, and it was raining. At the time that where I was, and I thought, oh man, how I wanted to say fitting, but I don't want to say fitting. Fitting given the title that I gave the stream, but not fitting given the context. Ooh. Of course, it's actually raining here today. They just heard that thunder. I guess if my stream cuts out suddenly, it's due to weather. It's not because, I intentionally ended the stream. It's something you gotta kind of worry about when you're streaming from a forest studio, Hey, you get storms and things happen. Let's clear out some more of this area. I want a nice big area for this. I was thinking about, what kind of monument am I gonna make? What kind of monument memorial sort of thing am I gonna make here? The only thing that kind of seemed fitting was to kind of, well, I guess do my own interpretation, but make Sana's own observatory type build, which I don't know. I think I heard that she might have completed it recently, but I think I just saw something that looked like it was still just kind of stone spires. So we're gonna make an observatory here. That's what I've kind of decided. This monument, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna probably call it both things interchangeably and repeatedly. So don't get too bent out of shape if I'm not using the right one in your mind. I kind of like when it comes to VTubers I like, I think maybe it's important to kind of know where I started, maybe. So like I said, I kind of got into the VTuber scene late. Let's patch up this hole. We don't need it. But so like I said, I started kind of late into VTubers, but I was I knew of their existence though, and part of the way that I knew about their existence was I had already started seeing clips being recommended to me on YouTube, but I wasn't particularly interested in checking out the clips at that time. I had heard about various ones, but I was actually looking at some anime-based memes, and a particular shork kept popping up in a lot of these memes, and I was like, okay, is this an anime character? Who is this? Why do I keep seeing memes about this shark girl? And then it's like, oh no, it's Garguro. A VTuber. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, I keep seeing memes about her. Maybe I should check her out. So I went, and I suppose you could say Guro was oh, lovely. Let's take it out of let's do the thing and take sentences in anime context, which means completely out of context. Guro was my first VTuber. Yes, so Gura was the first VTuber that I kind of checked out and got involved in investigating to figure out what the heck was going on with my memes. And it kind of spiraled from there, to be honest. It was like, okay, now I have this shark girl. Well, who's next? And so it came, looking at all of the Hololive English crew, and it's like, oh, this is fun. This is interesting. Clearly, this is something that I kind of like, after watching a bit of Gura, and then kind of going from there, and it spiraled into, okay, what kind of VTuber I like. Of course, you never kind of forget your first, so I was really kind of into Gura. And I would say, as a general rule, I am very much in support of, all the Hololive girls. Because let's face it, yes, girls are far more interesting to watch than guys. I have made a difficult career choice, maybe. I've made a difficult streaming choice in that I am a male personality VTuber. Though supposedly, I think I've looked a couple times on the Hololive Reddit thread. People are wondering when. Oh my, that was a big clap of thunder. I've heard some people kind of wondering when Hollow Stars EN is going to kind of be a thing. I don't know if that'll actually be a thing, but certainly interesting to think about a little. But anyway, where was I? So I started to kind of, think about checking out the other Hollow EN, because like I said, well, in case it's not clear, at the moment I only know your human's English language. So it's easiest for me to follow Hollow EN. I guess while I'm at it, bravo to the translators who take the time and know the language so that the Japanese members and I suppose the Indonesian members can be understood. I mean, through subtitles, but still. Still understood by those ignorant of, particular languages. Now ours, I can already see that our observatory is not going to be a circle. Just not going to be. I guess it's going to be more of like an oval shape. Which is fine, I think. Oh man. But I got stuck. So anyway, to continue my story. So I was, started with Gura. And now we're here. Oh my, this thunder. Oh my gosh, come on. There we go. Continue my story. So I started with Gura, and it kind of just grew from there. And next thing I know, I was checking out the other members of Myth, and at the time, Iris had like debuted maybe like 2 or 3 months. She was still pretty new at that point, that I kind of started checking out other hollow memes. Hollow memes. Yeah, so Iris was still pretty new at the time that I got started. And so I was like, I was checking everybody out and kind of figuring out who I liked and who I liked more than others. And then I was like, oh, there's a new Hollow EN generation coming. It's Council. And it's like, oh, really? That's cool. I'll get to meet the new generation of Hollow EN members straight from the beginning, and it's kind of just how it started. So I've seen Hollow Council from their debuts. I actually watched their debut streams live. And you know, I was impressed by different ones. You know, not so impressed by other ones. Everybody kind of had their, so to speak, ranking in my head. And Sana did not really appeal to me very much. So she kind of got, we'll say, benched. But, you know, it's not that I, you know, wanted her to leave, so to speak. I just didn't find her way to be my enjoyment. So you know, I mostly watched others. Kind of found who I liked and just kind of went from there. But as for who I like, I've noticed, excuse me, I've noticed that I tend to appreciate these sort of calmer personalities than the more excitable personalities. Not that, you know, having a more excitable personality is completely a turn off to my enjoyment. There are times where I like the more loud, more enthusiastic HoloMems. But yeah, Sana just didn't really appeal to me at first. So I would watch some clips here and there of her, but I am sad that she's ending her. It sounded well. At the very least, her time with Hololive, if not her entire VTubing activities. They made it sound a bit more like she was quitting all her VTubing activities. I mean, you know, it's her choice, you know, what she's gonna do or not do, of course. But just the way they made it kind of sound was a little interesting. Get a little cobble generator going here for future parts of this project. I think we might start by filling in the floor area here with stone, cobblestone. I guess I never answered the question. What kind of VTuber? Who are the VTubers that I like? I mentioned I kind of like the calmer personalities. So I would say if I had to pick VTubers that kind of fit into that mold, I'd say right now the two VTubers that I'd rank at the top of that would be Fauna and Ina. I would say they're probably my favorite ones right now. Unfortunately, because now I'm typically running my ranger duties and then doing my thing here, I don't catch as many streams as I used to of any of my fellow VTubers, which is kind of sad because, you know, they kind of started me on this path, but I don't, you know, pay it back, so to speak, by enjoying their content as much as I used to. I would like to hope, and this is perhaps a very extreme hope, that someday maybe I can inspire some amateur VTuber out there but that requires me to actually, make content that people would like to watch. Which, if I'm not mistaken, according to my current view, hang on, let's see. Yeah, according to my current viewership, that is exactly 0 people. So you're doing a great job, Flezza. Keep making dreams for yourself, but maybe one day will come true. If you're watching this because you decided to go back in time and check out my old content before I became famous, if I'm famous in the future, that'd be something. But if you're coming from the future to say hello to past Flezza, because this would then be past Flezza. Hi, future viewer. I guess I'm famous enough that you decided to come check out my old content. Let's build a couple of furnaces here. Got a Fortune 3 pickaxe, and we got 1 coal. Doing great. Suppose there's not more coal right here. Oh, okay, there is. Usually coal tends to be in a larger vein. In Minecraft. $62 now. I don't want the copper. I mean, we might take it, but it's not what we're looking for. Cool. Got a lot more coal now. Let's patch this hole up. We are not going to leave this open for spawning. Fill this hole. Oh look, there's another coal right there. And another one there. There we go. It's not even noticeable. Put all the coal there. Get you smelting, and you smelting, and you smelting, you smelting, because we're going to use bricks, stone bricks. I think she used a good chunk of stone bricks in her build, or at least she was intending to. I don't know if she finished, like I said, her observatory build. I may expand this bigger, but right now this is the size we're going to go with. It's like, what is that? Is that a UFO? No, it's just a bee. There's a bee over there somewhere. Beehive over there. Bee nest. Bee something. There are bees in that direction. While those smelt a little bit, let's mine some cobble that we'll need for this build. Either because we're going to turn it into stone or whatever. I really should put a row of hoppers underneath these furnaces, put another row of hoppers on top of the furnaces, and build a cobble generator on top of those top furnaces. I would just automatically feed the cobble into the furnaces for smelting. Be a lot more efficient. Maybe we'll rearrange this whole setup after this round of smelting. We need more lumber. I think we might need more lumber too for this project. These are all empty. I think I want to use oak. bum. Give me. Give me. Give me these trees. They shall serve as logs in this build. And when I say we're going to build an observatory, we're going to build an observatory tower all the way up to world height. That's how high we're going to take this thing. It will be spectacular for viewing the stars in space. We're going to need a lot of lumber to build up to world height. Yeah, I think I've just bitten off a project that's a lot more than I was planning on chewing. Oh well. Let's see. We have 64 and 64 is 128. That's not going to get us to world height. Okay. They are going. Starts defoliating. Defoliating. Exactly the kind of thing we elves don't like, but it's an important part of Minecraft, so. Boom, 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 boom. Uh-huh. Hop. all these logs. All these logs. We have 128. 64 is 2, 8, 9, 192. World height was 256, but then they increased it by another what was it, 128, or was it 64? I know they decreased the world floor by 64. I have to build a tree farm over here, I think. We have 4 stacks of logs. I still don't think this is going to take us to world height. But let's try. I mean, we were at, what was it, 70 something when we started this pillar. Maybe we will reach it. I don't know. we're past 256. So the ground just disappeared. Still see the tree leaves, some of the tree leaves. And now they're out of render distance. Okay. Huh. So it takes about 4 stacks. Just about 4 stacks to get up here. It's a lot of wood. A lot of wood. Well, let's just focus on building these pillars. Here for this. Oh, our stone is done. Of course it would be done. Four stacks of stone bricks. And we're gonna build our stone ring outside of this wall. Uh-oh. Whoa. Everything just froze there for a second. What do you want? Go away. We're building the Sana Memorial. I think we'll make like a... Maybe we'll make this side here on a few layers. Well, at least on this layer. We'll make it like a large viewing window. That sounds good. Go away. But one thing I will say, I think about it. There is one. A lot of about the. Gosh, what am I trying to say here? A lot of people are kind of focusing on, oh, she's leaving, but she's, and I think some people have pointed this out, and I don't know if enough people have pointed this out. She's leaving on seemingly good terms. There wasn't some kind of scandal or something, that's causing her to leave. Excuse me. Which is, a positive way to look at it in some respects. But I doubt this is going to happen because I'm not an expert on VTuber contracts, but it doesn't, I don't think, mean that, she couldn't necessarily appear now and then still, in theory. I could be very wrong about that. So don't say like, oh, Flizza said, Sana is gonna appear again. No, that's not what I said. I said it's possible, but I don't know how these sorts of contracts work. So it's also possible she could not ever appear. But I feel like because she teased, we all know it, looking at the image, it's small, proper small avatars of Council and Iris. So I feel like it's possible Sana could still appear now and then. Or lend her voice to, some project here or there. But like I said, I could be very wrong about that. I could have no idea what I'm talking about. Anyway. Gosh, this is... I know I've just kind of spent the whole... I've spent the whole stream kind of talking about Sana and her graduation. And I haven't really talked... Well, I told the story of how I got started in VTubers and VTubing, I guess. So that's good. We got this first floor kind of worked on here, and I'll probably do a lot of work off camera, on this one, just because it is a very tall structure that we're building here. Once we get to the dome, or the last couple floors. I'll probably like build, or I'll build those on stream, of course. I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think this build is going to be done before her graduation. Simply, it's just a matter of time for me. Pretty much, I don't have a lot of time outside of when I stream to play, which really sucks. Sometimes on my days off, I play. Depends on what I'm feeling at the moment. But, yeah. So, I think that's going to be all for today. It's a little bit short, but is it feels right. It feels right to leave it right here for today. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Flizza. There is a stream tomorrow, even though it's Wednesday. Wednesday is usually my day off from streaming, where I take some time to relax. But because I took yesterday off, we're streaming tomorrow to make up for it. We're going to be playing some HoloCure. Now, I don't think we're going to completely finish, but the goal tomorrow of tomorrow's HoloCure stream is to rack up a ton of gold so that we can finish purchasing all the upgrades that I have left. Now I only have 2 or 3 left, and it totals a lot of gold. So we may actually go for an endless build on like an Immortal Lina or Iris build. I don't know. I may have to look up what Immortal Lina or Iris build is for endless. That would be kind of interesting, and just to kind of sit there for after 30 minutes, and just rack up gold. I don't know. And then somehow stop being immortal and somehow die so that we can collect all that gold all at once. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's switch over. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. So until tomorrow, take care, stay safe, all that wonderful stuff. And look at the kind of bright side of things, I realize I've been kind of negative, so it's hard to say, hey, look at the bright side. She didn't quit because of some like PR nightmare, so to speak. She's leaving of her own accord. And so if Sana, if you ever watch this, thank you for what you've done, and we will miss you. And that's all, everybody. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.